Now it's 6:30. 6 people are dead and 3 are still missing after severe flash flooding in Ohio County, West Virginia. The latest on road closures, shelter locations, and food distribution centers, and what officials say you can do to stay safe.
Plus,
one man's unthinkable actions have altered the state of Minnesota.
The suspect in the shooting of 2 Minnesota lawmakers is in custody. What law enforcement is saying about the biggest manhunt in Minnesota's history.
And
the G7 is nothing without U.S. leadership.
More leaders are in Canada for the annual G7 summit, why President Trump set a deadline for trade agreements and what it means for future tariffs. Newswatch starts right now. Thanks for joining us. I'm Ty Carpenter.
And I'm Abigail Semple. Welcome to Newswatch.
Counties across southeast Ohio are under a flood watch until 10 p.m. tonight.
This after storms brought severe flash floods to neighboring counties in West Virginia.
The death toll is now at 6 in Wheeling, West Virginia, with 3 people still unaccounted for. Ohio
and Marion counties are still under a state of emergency as recovery efforts are underway. During a press conference today, local and county officials urged residents to stay off the roads as workers are trying to clear debris and make repairs.
As repairs continue, Appalachian Power is still working to restore electricity to 1,700 homes. For those in need of food and supplies, distribution will continue tomorrow from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. at the U.S. Army headquarters in Wheeling and the Rifle Range in Philadelphia.
If you have any questions about flooding or missing persons, you can call the number on your screen. And if you're experiencing damage from the floods, you can fill out the link to the disaster relief survey on your screen.
For the latest on the impact of these floods, let's hand it over to forecaster Noah Cabin. Noah?
Yeah, thanks, Ty. As you can see right here, currently we have a lot of flood watches throughout the state of Ohio, or state of West Virginia, excuse me. Southeast Ohio, for the most part, is currently under a flood watch. A couple spots right here in Charleston and St. Albans that are under a flash flood warning. As Ty mentioned earlier, these flood watches will be in effect until 10 p.m. tonight. So if you're near the river, make sure to stay close to high ground because these floods could move fast. As for today, it's 84 degrees. We've not seen a whole lot of rain come through Athens, and that's because it started to die out the closer it's got here. Pretty much everywhere else around us has gotten rain today, but as for here in Athens, it's not rained a lot. It's not going to be the case tonight, though, because we have a low of 68 overnight, and there's a lot of rain moving through. And as for tomorrow, it's more of the same. We have even more rain moving through, scattered thunderstorms, scattered showers. Stay tuned to my full weather to make sure that the rain will move out.
Thanks, Noah. 2 bills could change Ohio's voting laws to require voters to prove their citizenship before casting their ballot. House Bill 233 and Senate Bill 153 would make voters bring a driver's license or state ID when they register to vote. At the polls, election officials could challenge voters' citizenship status and force them to fill out a provisional ballot instead. The bills also stop county commissioners from collecting absentee ballots from unattended drop boxes. Supporters say both bills will make Ohio elections more secure.
Ohio is set to receive almost $200 million for its share in settlement with Purdue Pharma. In a press release, Attorney General Dave Yost announced that Ohio had signed on to the $7.4 billion settlement. The case alleged Purdue Pharma and its owners played a large role in the U.S.'s opioid crisis. The settlement stopped Purdue from selling opioids in the U.S. Once the settlement is approved, Ohio will divide its portion between the One Ohio Recovery Foundation, local governments, and the state. Hundreds lined East State Street in Athens on Saturday, waving homemade signs, flags, and banners in protest of President Donald Trump and his policies. It was a part of the No Kings movement protests around the region and country. Athens resident Pamela Feliciano says having Puerto Rican heritage has her concerned with this administration's deportation goals.
I can't let this slide with my children at risk of being deported because they're here. It's just not, it's not American, and I'm a full-blooded, red-blooded Puerto Rican American, and I believe in what America is, which is freedom.
No violence was reported at the protest in Athens, despite a counter-protest by two masked men, one of whom waved a Nazi flag.
The man accused of attacking two Minnesota state lawmakers and their spouses has been arrested after a two-day manhunt. Ivan Rodriguez is in Minneapolis with the latest on the overnight development.
It's been called the largest manhunt in Minnesota state history. 57-year-old Vance Belter has been captured and arrested. Now state attorneys say they are pursuing first-degree murder charges.
One man's unthinkable actions have altered the state of Minnesota.
The intense search for Vance Belter coming to an end in the woods in rural Sibley County, Minnesota.
The suspect crawled to law enforcement teams and was placed under arrest at that point in time.
Belter on the run for roughly 43 hours after authorities say he killed State Representative Melissa Hortman and her husband Saturday at their Brooklyn Park home. The suspected gunman attacked State Senator John Hoffman and his wife at their house in nearby Champlin. Both survived.
I'm very proud to tell you that we took the suspect into custody who is responsible for this.
Police calling the manhunt the largest in state history, involving hundreds of detectives and 20 different SWAT teams. Their quick action may have prevented more attacks.
If that had not happened, I have every confidence that this would have continued throughout the day.
Governor Tim Walz praising law enforcement for their efforts to capture Belter while honoring Representative Hortman.
Melissa Hortman was the core of who our values were.
Promising justice for the victims of this political violence.
And you can rest assured that we will put every ounce of effort that the state of Minnesota has to make sure that justice is served and the individual responsible for this serves the time for the unspeakable act.
Officials used infrared technology, drones, and helicopters to help them find Belter. We know that this afternoon, Belter has two separate court appearances scheduled, one for state charges, another one for federal charges. In Minneapolis, I'm Ivan Rodriguez.
President Donald Trump has ordered immigration and customs enforcement to expand deportation efforts in large cities like Los Angeles, New York, and Chicago. The White House has set a goal of 3,000 daily immigration-related arrests, but sources say that quota isn't being met. Meanwhile, internal documents show a majority of immigrants booked into ICE custody are not the violent criminals the Trump administration said it would crack down on. Since October, less than 10% of detained migrants have been convicted of serious crimes like murder and rape.
World leaders are gathered in Canada for the annual G7 summit. While there, they will discuss global issues, including Israel's unprecedented strikes on Iran and the increasing sanctions on Russia. The U.S. president has set a deadline that is less than a month away now for dozens of countries, including several present at the meeting, to come to trade agreements or potentially see sweeping tariffs go into effect.
We're going to be talking about trade and many other things. And we have a whole group of people, some traders and some other people. I see my top economy people.
The U.S. and the U.K. already signed a deal cutting tariffs on certain goods from both countries. Most Americans say they aren't happy with President Donald Trump's second term. According to an NBC News Decision Desk poll, Trump's disapproval rating is 55%. His approval rating is 45%, and both of those tallies are unchanged from a similar poll done in April. Although Trump predictably has more overall support from Republicans compared to Democrats and independents, some members of the GOP admitted to objecting to at least some of the actions Trump has taken since returning to the White House. 25% of Republicans said they are thrilled with Trump's actions, down 7 points from April.
Drivers from all over the world descended on MacArthur, Ohio for the Southern Ohio Forest Rally Saturday. One crew was racing for more than glory on the road. Reporter Charlie Ehlenfeld has more.
Main Street MacArthur was packed, filled with spectators excited to see cars, drivers, and rally racing. Since 2017, drivers have made the journey to Southeast Ohio for the Southern Ohio Forest Rally. One crew got their start on the roads of Chillicothe in Saturday's venue in MacArthur. Lost by Choice Motorsports has placed among the top of their field at the race, third in their debut and fourth in their second showing. They came back for more this year.
This year we came back and because we like it so much.
The team comes from all over the country, from Ohio, Pennsylvania, and a driver from Boston. and that driver has taken an unorthodox path to get behind the wheel.
I started watching International Rally in like 2006, 2004. By 2012, I met up with Gary and became his team photographer. And then finally I had the means to find a rally car, had the support of Gary, and we kind of went from there.
The team loves to race, but for Lost by Choice, there is a much greater cause when they compete.
We're out here just trying to have fun, support some different missions that we have. You know, I'm big into suicide prevention and talking about and breaking the stigma that goes into mental health.
The group works with the Jefferson Health Moss Rehab Institute of Brain Health, It's Okay to Not Be Okay, Hope for the Day, and Avalon. The groups provide assistance to veterans, first responders, and provide mental health services.
So we try to push that, try to find them as many people that we can reach in order to just make it a better place.
Southeast Ohio is a special place, allowing the group to bring their message to more people.
If I can bring that to smaller communities and give them some resources that they can look at from time to time, you know, then we're all better for it.
The crew took their bumps and bruises this year, but as DeMasi says, a bad day on the course is better than a good day off it. Reporting for Newswatch, I'm Charlie Ehlenfeld in MacArthur.
People got a chance to get their boogie on at this year's Boogie on the Bricks here in Athens. Hundreds of people flocked on Court Street for the annual Athens Summer Tradition on Saturday. From food trucks to a bounce house and plenty of music, there was something for everyone.
I feel like it's just a thing that kind of like keeps us all connected. Like you always end up running into people that you haven't seen in a long time, but it's also like a way for all these little, like, you know, all of our local organizations that are trying to like lift up all our small businesses.
Boogie on the Bricks started in 2005.
Coming up, the conflict between Israel and Iran is sending oil prices soaring. What experts say you can expect to pay at the pump.
And the EPA is making major changes to its enforcement policies, how officials are implementing the president's deregulation agenda.
We got some rain on the way. Find out just how much next.
This is starting to look like a murder inquiry.
I need you to trust me again. We have to assume the cases may be linked in some way.
Solving crimes isn't like solving puzzles. It's too unpredictable. I can't.
All right.
Stress may trigger burnout. Are you feeling overwhelmed?
I'm just very disappointed, Patience.
Stay where you are!
Sunday at 8 on WOUB.
On Masterpiece Mystery.
Next time we should bring a picnic.
Next time?
If you want to.
Why am I always the last one to find out everything?
Body's been found.
What's the conundrum?
Reckon it's been staged.
Science is built on verifiable data. Evidence leads theory.
And you think that what the church has made you into, that's true to who you really are?
Grantchester on Masterpiece Mystery.
Sunday at 9 on WOUB.
You only live once, but if you do it right, once is enough.
This is our chance to prove ourselves.
Here's to possibilities.
Well, then we best get started.
There's much about me that you don't know.
You're persistent, I'll give you that.
You have been busy.
Justice never sleeps. Every time I see you, there are more of you. And we're even more successful.
You are many things. You're not boring.
Let's not get carried away. We are going to do this together. I'm really impressed.
We're looking for 3 tons of gold. It's murder. We have a match.
Probably just coincidence.
Nope.
There's never a dull moment.
It's been a pretty nice day so far today. Currently sitting at 84 degrees. Have a little bit of clouds in the sky right now, but you know, we haven't seen a whole lot of rain come through, just outside of some spotty showers. Right now you're seeing it's 84 degrees here in Athens, and then throughout the rest of the area it's pretty much more of the same. Lancaster, you got 82 degrees right now. Still, we have a couple of counties that in our area that are affected by this flood watch. As I said earlier, the one in Athens is going to be in effect until 10 p.m. tonight, and the flash flood warning is still in effect in Charleston and St. Albans in West Virginia. So if you are near any of these bodies of water, near a river or a creek that's rising, please find some higher ground and stay safe with all this rain moving in, because right now we see that there's not a whole lot of rain in the area, but what's coming through is dying. And as that's not going to be the case later on tonight, because you see this big system here right outside of Indiana, it's moving its way up through here. And tonight, we're going to see that. The low overnight is 68 degrees, and there's a lot of rain moving through. We have some scattered thunderstorms, some scattered showers, and tomorrow, we're going to see a lot of the same. So if you have any plans over these next couple of days, please make sure to bring an umbrella, bring a rain jacket, because you're going to need it. Now, it's not looking like it's going to calm down anytime soon, because see, we got this little low pressure system right here. It's moving across into our area, and that's dumping a lot of rain in our area. You see right here, we have some light rains 12 hours from now, but then 24 hours from now, that rain is going to pick up even more. All this rain coming through is not going to slow down either, because Wednesday morning we have a heavier system of rain, and it's going to be even heavier Wednesday night. Now, with this heavy rain, we are seeing a little bit of a threat for severe weather. Today, we don't have a whole lot of a threat. We have just little general thunderstorm advisories for today. But tomorrow, pretty much the entire state of West Virginia has a marginal risk for severe weather, with a little bit of southeast Ohio clipped into that area. But, as the week is going on, you see, we have all this rain here Tuesday through Thursday. But as the week goes on, we're seeing that rain go away. Tuesday, our high is 84 degrees and our low is 68. 86 on Wednesday is a high, low is 71. Thursday's high is 84 and the low is 62. Now, all three of those days, we're going to see a lot of rain. But as the weekend comes around, we are going to see a lot of hot weather. The high is 86 degrees on Friday, but it's going to bump up into the 90s quick. We're going to see temperatures 91 degrees is our high on Saturday, 93 degrees is our high on Sunday, and 97 degrees is our high on Monday. So if all my farmers out there, if you haven't cut your hay yet, this is the weekend to do it, because we have a lot of dry weather moving through. Make sure to stay cool if you can, because it's going to be a hot one this weekend.
So Noah, you said it's going to rain pretty much most of the week, but it is going to get hotter towards the end of that week. So are families finally going to be able to get out this weekend?
Oh, absolutely. This is the weekend to do whatever it is that you were wanting to do. If you got popsicles in the freezer, break them out. If you got a pool you can get into, get there, because you are going to need it. It's going to be a hot one this weekend.
Well, I'll be looking forward to it, Noah. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Noah. As the conflict between Israel and Iran continues, gas prices are starting to take a hit. Amy Kiley has more on what this means for your wallet.
As the conflict between Israel and Iran intensifies, experts say Americans could feel it at the pump. An analyst for Gas Buddy predicts prices could rise more than 30 cents a gallon by July 4th. That's due to the skyrocketing cost of oil.
Any kind of conflict going on in the Middle East, or particularly if it escalates, is going to lead to rising oil prices, which will lead to inflationary pressures in the U.S.
Some oil infrastructure appears damaged as the two sides exchange strikes. This video is from Haifa, home to Israel's largest refinery, and Iran is one of the top oil producers in the world.
They went after oil storage and oil refineries in those depots, as well as, of course, the targeting of gas facilities in Iran South.
Experts say the good news is U.S. gas prices were relatively mild before the conflict began. Rystad Energy says the oil market's reaction could be contained and temporary if Iran focuses on military targets. Experts say gas prices would rise much more if it went after the Strait of Hormuz. Goldman Sachs predicts an extended disruption there would push oil prices past $100 a barrel. That's because core OPEC countries need the waterway in order to ramp up production.
There's every single day 21 million barrels of oil that flows through the Strait of Hormuz. It's about a fifth of what the world consumes.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
The Environmental Protection Agency is telling some of its staff to stop enforcing violations against oil and gas companies. Sources say the directive was issued verbally in recent months to EPA staff overseeing the Midwest. This comes as EPA insiders say there is broad pressure within the agency to ease scrutiny of the fossil fuel industry. Efforts to reduce enforcement fit with an ambitious deregulation agenda being enacted by EPA Administrator Lee Zeldin at the behest of President Donald Trump. Trump entered office promising to slash burdensome oil and gas industry regulations and increase production. Next, vacation is here for many families. As the summer gets rolling, how you can avoid the vacation blues after you get back from break.
The Ohio Art Corridor is a destination experience. We would like this to be the largest outdoor art gallery in the world.
Portsmouth was able to field an incredible team for a brief moment in the sun that almost was sweet enough to get them a national championship.
We got land granted to us in Ohio. Great opportunity. Let's go. How would you know you got here? It was just sheer determination and patience and just hard, back-breaking work.
The bridge was acclaimed at the time of being an engineering marvel.
Progress is all about taking the lessons of the past and doing better. So I would hope that now that we know better, we will do better.
For more than 70 years, WOUB Public Media has been the place where people in our region turn to learn how stories of the past ignite the imagination of the future. It's where information, entertainment, and education work together to inform, enlighten, and inspire generations. It's the place where the community gathers to hear and see our world in new and innovative ways. WOUB, the public media you trust that's worthy of your support.
WOUB is recognizing members of our Cornerstone Society. The Cornerstone Society is a group that wants to ensure the future of public media in our region. It includes people across our area who value news, entertainment, and cultural programming, as well as the educational services WOUB provides. Also included are graduates of Ohio University who took part in the WOUB Student Professional Development Program. Thanks to the Cornerstone Society for their generous support. To learn how you can be involved, email woub@woub.org.
Summer is here, which means vacation time for many families.
But returning to work after that break can be difficult for many. Mandy Gaither has more on how to stay positive after a vacation.
Taking a break can be relaxing and rejuvenating, but the end of vacation can bring on the blues.
We might be having a great time and then we come back to reality and then, we're back to the grind.
Psychologist Rachel Gableman with the Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center says there can be a sadness as you return to a regular routine. You may be faced with loads of laundry or stacks of work and feel like there's no longer a trip to look forward to.
It can just feel like, oh, why did I bother maybe taking that vacation? At all.
But Gableman says taking time off is good for our well-being, and you can beat the post-vacation blues by setting yourself up for success before you leave. Clean your house, stock your freezer and pantry so you don't have to clean and shop for groceries as soon as you return from vacation. When planning your trip, set aside a day when you get back so that you can reset before returning to work. And while you're on that trip, live in the moment. Let yourself enjoy the time you do have off instead of thinking about having to go back home. Finally, when you do go back home, she says start planning your next vacation, even if it's just a staycation or weekend getaway.
We, as humans, really like to look forward to things. It is something that, might reduce our stress and help us to keep going.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
A new study highlights the connection between dads and their kids' development. According to research in the JAMA Pediatrics Journal, a father's mental distress can have a negative impact on their child's mental and social development. The findings are based on 84 previous studies that were based on thousands of father-child relationships. The authors say men are at greater risk of depression and anxiety as they prepare for fatherhood, and those issues can cause a father to have sensitivity issues when dealing with his child.
According to a new study, walking for 100 minutes a day can help reduce back pain. It may also keep you from being affected by disability later. Researchers conducted an observational study between 2017 and 2019 where more than 11,000 participants wore sensors for 7 days that tracked their walking patterns. The team followed up with the group in 2021 and 2023, then asked if they experienced any lower back pain. The results revealed walking reduced the risk for chronic lower back pain by 23%. Still ahead, scientists have discovered a new dinosaur species. What it's called and how they found it coming up.
Tonight at 8 on WOUB.
It's about to go down.
We're just surrounded by weirdness and absurdity all the time.
It transforms everything. I think I just fell in love.
I'm turning dreams into reality.
What did we do? How did we get here?
Can you feel the moment?
The American Revolution changed the world.
Where the story unfolds.
Everybody had the sense of possibility worth fighting for.
What took place here still leaves us in awe.
We can work towards equality together.
Wow, this is the missing piece. Incredible.
To confront these figures from ancient history is a great privilege.
Our history tells us who we are, where we came from.
And it's all connected.
Like links in a chain.
Like links in a chain, yeah.
All I can do is say thank you.
Wow, this is phenomenal. I'm really grateful for this.
Scientists have identified a previously unknown 86-million-year-old dinosaur species. They named it the Dragon Prince of Mongolia. The dinosaur was small compared to its larger relatives, such as the Tyrannosaurus rex. In fact, this newly identified species is the closest known ancestor of the T-Rex. Scientists believed it served as a transitional species from early Tyrannosauroid species. These findings suggest 3 big migrations between Asia and North America led the species to evolve into a gargantuan size before going extinct 66 million years ago.
Isn't it crazy that you can still find dinosaurs after all these years?
Yeah, I mean, it's honestly amazing. You know, I was always fascinated by how archaeologists do their job and honestly find this stuff.
Well, I mean, right now, I'm fascinated by archaeologists too, but if I was an archaeologist, I would save the digging for later on in the week because tonight you're not going to be able to do it. It's going to rain all night long, and as the week rolls on, we're going to see a lot of rain Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, but this weekend is going to be nice and sunny, so whatever plans you've got these next couple days, push them back to the weekend and you will have a great time.
All right, well, that's pretty fascinating stuff. That's going to do it for our broadcast this evening. For Noah Cavan and Abigail Semple, I'm Ty Carpenter. Thanks for watching.
Have a good night. Next.
We're on the